Hi there, it's Kute here. During my man breakthrough seminars, I often have so many women ask me, Kute, you know, when I'm bright, when I'm radiant, when I'm alive, when I shine my light, I attract so much male energy, so much male attention that sometimes it's scary. So sometimes I dim my light so I don't attract as much attention, because when I attract that attention, then I have to turn men down, and it just makes me feel uncomfortable to turn men down. If you're a woman, have you ever said that? And if you're a man, have you ever approached a woman with the fear of being turned down, the fear of rejection, the fear she'll say no? It can be a nervous thing to approach a woman, to put your ego on the line, to put yourself on the line. So I had so many women ask me, how do I turn a man down? How do I turn a man down? When I first heard that question, I was like, how do you turn a man down? You just turn him down. On one level, it's not too complicated. How you turn a man down, I say it's not about turning a man down. It's really about how do you turn a man up and turn him on within his soul. Even when you reject him, it's not about rejecting him. It really isn't about rejecting him. It's about turning him up and turning him on to his soul. So even in that moment of turning him down, that expression to him from you as a woman, as a goddess, as an amazing feminine being can empower him in ways that he can't even imagine, and will empower him in ways that even a mediocre woman saying yes to him could not empower him. So that you're turning him down empowers him even more than just a regular woman saying, okay, yes, I'll go out with you, and accepting and superficially embracing him. You'll know has that much power. What do I mean by that? When you really allow yourself to connect to your heart, when you really allow yourself to connect to the light in your heart, then you really allow yourself to feel your own heart and your own sensitivity. You allow yourself to feel his. When you feel his, you feel his heart. You feel beyond the surface, beyond the male ego structure, beyond the bravado, beyond the strength that he might show. And in that moment, you also realize you feel his soul. You feel his tenderness. You feel that inside of this man, inside of this being, is also a very tender, fragile, delicate, soft little boy that also needs love. And when you allow yourself to feel that and connect to that, it can allow your heart to open. When you can meet him with that openness, even a guy that you don't know, when you can meet a man with that heart openness and that softness and that appreciation, remembering that tender little kid inside of him, you can hold the space of such compassion as he approaches you, and feel him and just meet him with that love. It has an impact. It will shift your energy to be that much more inviting, to be that much more soft, to be that much more loving, number one, so that whatever you say to him in that space, even if it's no, is going to land in a whole different vibrational and energetic way on his psyche, on his being, on his consciousness. That's one thing I'll say. But just know this, that even in, by you just going along with it, saying yes and saying, okay, here's my phone number, here's my information, when it's not truly authentic for you, number one, is a waste of time. Number two, is out of integrity for yourself and doesn't really serve you as a woman and honor your truth as a woman. Just to be nice, it doesn't honor you, but it certainly doesn't honor who he is, his heart, his strength, his dignity. The best way is to speak the truth with love. How do you speak the truth with love to him? You just simply share with him how you feel at this time. It doesn't have to be a rejection of who he is, where you realize that for a man to approach you on some level, he has to put his ego on the line. If you really can appreciate the risk it takes for a man in that moment, if he's feeling not disconnected, to acknowledge you. Here is a man who has seen some light in you. Here is a man who has seen something in you. He's reaching out. He's putting his heart on the line. He's risking, he's putting his ego on the line and basically risking rejection. When you really feel that, hopefully you can allow your heart to open with some compassion. Some compassion to feel the beauty of what that takes. The compassion of feeling a man reach outside of his comfort zone to reach out to you. And on some level, regardless of how he does it, he is acknowledging you. Perhaps he's not reaching out in a way that is of the highest level. Perhaps he's reaching out in a way that's of the highest level, but you don't feel the connection. Regardless, you have an opportunity in that moment of literally in that moment of him reaching out, you have the opportunity as a woman, as a goddess, to forever alter the masculine consciousness and change his life forever in your no. In that moment, you can go no. You can go screw you. You can just say I'm not interested and collapse him and leave him all sort of like contorted and collapsed and you know, kind of like defensive. Or you can ask yourself, how could I express to this man in such a way that even in my no, even in my refusal to go further, even in my turning him down, I could actually help appreciate who he is. I could see who he is. I could actually see the God in him, see the divinity in this man, even the divinity that he himself might not see. So when you as a woman, you look into his eyes and he approaches you and you're able to see beyond the form, beyond who he thinks he is, beyond the level that he's being, and you're able to look in his eyes and from your heart, connect to that little boy, connect to that soul, and remember who he is. When he looks into your eyes, whether he's consciously aware of it or not only will you soften, but whether he's consciously aware of it or not, when he looks into your eyes, he will see the reflection of the feminine. He will see the reflection of the goddess. He will see his own true reflection looking back at him through your eyes, and just know that that is a profound gift. And in that moment, you can just, as a woman, offer this man who is taking a risk to reach out and say, you're beautiful, I want to get to know you, give me, I'd like your phone number. However he's saying it, you can offer this man the appreciation. You can acknowledge his courage. I acknowledge your courage. And I appreciate your courage, just to feel the courage it takes to put himself on the line. I appreciate your courage. I acknowledge you acknowledging me. However you're acknowledging me, I appreciate that. I acknowledge that. And to express that to him so that you can begin to empower his soul, so that you can begin to empower his being, so that you can begin to maybe bring out more of the chivalry and the honor and the integrity out of this man, whatever level of consciousness he's at. So just know how you respond to him in that moment can forever, it can collapse him or it can rise him up. So even when he leaves you, when you said no thank you, he can actually leave that much more aligned, that much more enlivened, where he leaves feeling the full appreciation of him reaching out and acknowledging this beautiful goddess that you are, where he feels empowered as a man, knowing that regardless of the outcome, you were able to see that he stepped up, you were able to see who he really is, and in leaving your presence, he's now that much more able to see who he really is as a result of your gift to him. So acknowledge him, acknowledge his courage, see his heart, offer that to him as a gift as you say, no thank you, but I'm not feeling the connection. I'm not feeling that connection between us in this moment, but you, who you are, is amazing, and I appreciate your courage. I appreciate your acknowledgement. I appreciate you seeing something in me, seeing me enough to reach out. I appreciate that. Thank you. You're amazing. Who you are is amazing. Perhaps you're more amazing than you know, and to really empower him. Every moment as a woman, you have the power of the universe, the power of creation, the power of the goddess to impact universes and to impact man, even in your refusal, even in your no. You can still bloom and blossom more and more love. I invite you to honor yourself and honor men by turning down men in such a way that they feel more empowered by a typical mediocre yes. I love you. You are amazing. Turn men down with love and you will turn them on. Love now.